I'm Daniel, and I'm the projection designer for Sondheim on Sondheim. And what that means is it's sort of a combination of set design and lighting design. I help determine what content will be played on the screens. I help figure out what size the projectors need to be, how bright they need to be, where they get placed, where they get focused, that kind of stuff. And I help cue the show and determine where each piece of content goes and how the interviews flow into each other. In the original Broadway, this tree it bloomed its leaves, like here, and then the leaves change color, and we go through different seasons, and then eventually they blow away. In this show specifically, it's extremely important because the projections are kind of the star of the show. Everyone is wanting to hear Sondheim speak about his work and about his life, and most of the show is told through Sondheim himself through a series of interviews which took place over a few years in New York.
My father, Herbert Sondheim, was a dress manufacturer. My mother, whose maiden name was Janet Fox, was his chief designer. She was known as Foxy for many reasons.
In many shows, projections are decoration, or they're glitter and effects, or they're an afterthought. Sometimes they come very late to the idea. In this show specifically, they're at the core of the entire production. There's interview segments which show Sondheim. This one is in his house, where he is, developing the material, talking about this part of the show, whatever song or musical he is describing here. You can look at drawings and you can look at models and you can get a sense of things, but many things just can't be determined until you're sitting there with it looking back down at you. We can try to reimagine how the intention of what we did in the Broadway production, but reconfigured for our equipment and our space. As theater continues to evolve, we're going to see more and more technology, more and more digital set design, digital projection, in addition to the other design disciplines that theater already uses.
My father was a self-taught piano player. He couldn't read music, but he liked to pick out Broadway tunes on the piano. And I used to sit next to him when I was very small, and he would put my hand on his little finger, which played the melody up at the top of the piano.
We've done something really special with Great Lakes Theater here, and I'm proud of that.
I'll meet you at the dawn of...
But that's enough of that song. I don't want to embarrass myself anymore. Instead of going on with songs from By George, let's skip around. The first show that I did both music and lyrics for that got on Broadway was a show called